Welcome everybody back to Boost Emotion, guys. And today, all right, I was told to actually talk about this, right? Why do people keep stealing catalytic converters? And you guys know I keep butchering the pronunciation. I'm getting better. So you guys, you already know what to do. Let's hit that intro. Welcome everybody back to Boost Emotion, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Thank you. Welcome everybody back. Welcome everybody back to the channel. If you already subscribed to the Boost Emotion channel, that means you guys have already hit the like button. Much appreciative if you guys can please hit the like button. And if you guys are new to this channel, watch this video and watch some other videos. And if you enjoy this type of content, definitely hit the subscribe button with the bell notification and then hit all. Anyway, guys, let's go. Let's jump right into it. So pretty much this thing has been going on for the last year or two. You know what has been going on in the world. And people are finding different ways on obtaining money. Well, one of the best ways to get this money is in materials, such as copper and other fine metals, but especially catalytic converters. Long story short, the specific metal and ceramics they use in our cats are really expensive. That's why they're so expensive for factory. But when you take it to these recycling companies, they give you a pretty penny. So now whenever there's poverty and opportunity and it equals money, people will do it. So anyways, this jalopnik article talks about how the pretty much the editor itself or writer had got a cat taken from him, and it happened in New York City. So quickly, let's just run right through it. So I went on vacation I went on a vacation first week of June, leaving my Honda Fit street parked in New York in a spot not far from my apartment for 8 days timed. This is something that I notice people do in New York City a lot. If you don't live in New York City, I'm gonna just put this out there, not applying it to him. But if you live in New York City, not a lot of people drive their cars. Depending on the zip code of the area, people just have cars as a privilege. They have it, and they drive it once a month. They'll get 4 tickets on it because they don't move the car left and right for street cleaning. It's just a thing. We complain about not having money, but there's so much people who live in privilege. But let's continue. Brilliantly, I thought to alternative side holiday. I thought to an alternative side park holiday so I wouldn't be ticketed. When I got back from vacation, I ambled over to the car to make sure that it had survived un, it survived unscathed. All seemed well, so I went back to my apartment and didn't think about it until the weekend. When I set out on Saturday to do some weekend things, I knew something was wrong the moment I started the engine because my humble fit now sounded like a race car. And I'm not talking about a muffler delete, guys. He ain't talking about a muffler delete. He sounded like a pure race car. Initially, I thought it was just a muffler finally failing. It's the original unit and seen plenty of salt from New York City, New York winters. That's fine. I thought the alternator, air conditioner, compressor, tires, windshield, many things, spark plugs, battery, various filters, many have all been replaced in the car. And that's just the stuff that I can remember. If it was time for a new muffler, no biggie. Eh, the engine transmission are still good, solid order, and the car never been wrecked. The bones are still good. So I drove to the shop and explained that there's something wrong with the muffler and could you check it out? About an hour later, they called me back and told me the bad news. The catalytic converter has been stolen, which has been happening a lot lately. The repair would be a mere $3,500. First thing, it does not cost $3,500 to repair a catalytic converter. This is insane. Okay, you can buy these catalytic converters, I guess from $300 to $400, and they welded in. These are proven to use on pretty much almost any OEM's factory car in 49, 50 states. Um, quite surprised. I told him that I had to think about it and would call him back. Around the same time, I remembered that I paid for comprehensive insurance because it's only $60 a year, and I might need it. In fact, I did. To Geico's website, I went to file a claim, which began a new worry: the possibility that they might total my car. Ooh. Despite being in great shape, my Fit is a 2014-year-old car, and I dreaded the idea of having to buy a replacement car in possible worst car market in recent memory. This is actually pretty something I've really thought about too. If your car is like, okay, let's say if I went and got another 2002 Maxima, right? And let's say in this case, it gets into someone hits the back of it and it needs a replacement bumper and trunk. They might, and let's say I don't repair myself and I took it to a shop. The shop might charge them $3,000-$4,000. They're gonna want to repaint the vert and then new and a replacement used trunk and or a new regular new bumper. The price of that car book value is probably under $2,000. So the insurance company would say, "Oh, let's just total it all out." But in some cases, if you argue, it's like, "Can you just give me a check?" But even then, most companies they don't want to pay that, so they'll just total it out. But for a catalytic converter, I don't see why that would really happen. But it's the price that really matters. So, after a couple days, though, Geico called to tell me that the car was not in fact totaled. Insurance would foot the bill and save for a $500 deductible. That was a relief. Listen, we're from New York. We know how to not spend money, right? Let's keep it 100. Anybody's watching us from New York City or Tri-State area, or you just know how to save money. If you're a car person, this is not a $3,500 repair. You know for a fact it's not a $3,500 repair. They went down there with a hacksaw, cut it off, and just left pipe missing. Go get a high flow catalytic converter from any one of these companies and have them welded in. It's not going to cost that much. These companies over here now, these muffler shops, are charging up the a-hole because registration change in New York State now when it comes to exhaust. You can't put on any aftermarket exhaust, so it made it even more expensive to get any type of muffler work done. They have to raise the prices because now they can't do as much work. Anyways, it's Friday, they said, so the parts may not get here till Monday, Tuesday. That's fine. I said, thinking the weekend, okay, cool. On Tuesday, let's fast forward this a little bit. So nothing really here that really applied to. I don't really want to get into it because he pretty much talks about his ordeal. Um, it's a long freaking story, guys. I'm not gonna really bump too much. This is an 8-minute video. I'm not trying to kill you guys. So all in all, right, there is money to be made here, and it's been happening a lot. And I'm applying to our Infinity guys. I haven't seen anybody who said that they got their cats stolen or their Infinity. Maybe because most of our Infinity dudes don't play. They stay strapped. But nonetheless, I think it's probably also where the cats are. They're pretty much in there. But I noticed cars on like Honda Fits, anything like a large truck are very easy to do because you can just literally lie under the car and the cat's like right there, and they're a lot bigger and huger and they're more expensive. So like Toyota Tundras and Sequoias and stuff like that, they'll definitely take the cats off these cars. 1, 2, and they'll just stand under there with the electric saw, zoop, zoop, and it's gone. So whenever there's gonna be poverty, guys, people are always gonna try to find a way to make this money. And I'm be honest with you guys too. If they ever really get caught, it's not even like a big offense, especially if you live in like New York City, where all low crime is like nothing. It gets thrown out. You'll get arrested. Like if you would have called them to get arrested that day, they would have literally got out probably later that night or tomorrow and came back and punched you in your face and then took your car. That's how bad the laws are in New York State now, New York City now. It's pretty much Batman out here, right? The Dark Rises, man. People can punch you in your face and you'll hold them down and you'll press charges and they'll get out tomorrow and come back and kill you. Like it's insane. This is why they changed the gun laws. People need to protect themselves. But nonetheless, yeah, that's why they're still in catalytic converters, guys, because there's a lot of money to be made. I really wish I can tell you how much the units are. I've been told like $300-$400 a piece. But I don't know exactly how much it's really going up to. Yeah, he doesn't state how much it really is. I'm sorry. I wish I would have did a little bit more information, but I believe it's between $300 to $400 a piece. Even if it's just 200, if you get two of them on one car, that's 400 beans. You had about 5 cars that night. You know what I'm saying? The money adds up, and you keep doing it. Especially that there's areas, right? In New York City, I'm talking about I drive for a living in New York City, right? So I'm all over mainly Brooklyn and Queens. There's cars I know that sit there for months and weeks now and no one moves them. And I'm talking about trucks and everything. And they're not touched, like no one really breaks into them. I'm talking about good and bad areas. So some people just don't some people cars are abandoned, and some people just don't see their cars for weeks or months, or don't drive anymore. They move their car maybe once a week, and there's some parts in Brooklyn and Queens where there's no street parking, so people just leave their cars there for years. Tires go flat and everything. So people just paint it how it is with crime. When there's an opportunity and people have a lack or a need, they're gonna do it. So it's unfortunate. But outside of guys, you have good morning, good afternoon, good night. Thank you guys. Thank you for banging with your boy Boost. Hit me up at Boost Emotion IG, Facebook, and boostinmotion@gmail.com. Otherwise, than that, guys, you already know what to do. Appreciate it. Hit that like button, guys. Thank you, man. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Do appreciate you guys. Love you guys very much. You can also check out the 2 links I posted for some of my other videos. Also, on top of that, if you want to purchase some Boost Emotion merch, definitely check the link that I posted also. And finally, if you've been watching all my videos and you enjoy them, please hit the link to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.